Fluent Podcasts, podcasts he never had before.
Welcome back to the Fluent Podcast, the place where English learners come together to improve their skills and build confidence. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emily Barrett. We're thrilled to have you join us today for a special episode dedicated to helping you memorize English vocabulary faster and keep those words in your memory for the long term. If you've ever felt frustrated by how quickly vocabulary fades from your mind, don't worry. Today, we've got you covered.
Exactly. Learning English is a journey, and one of the biggest challenges we face as learners is vocabulary. We study hard, but sometimes it feels like the words just slip away no matter how much effort we put into memorizing them.
And this happens to all of us. It's frustrating when you feel like you've learned a new word, but then you can't recall it the next day or in a real conversation. But today, we're going to change that. We'll share techniques that don't just focus on memorization, but focus on making the words stick for good.
Exactly. Because when it comes to learning vocabulary, it's not just about repeating words over and over again. We need to engage our brains in a deeper way to truly retain those words.
So let's dive right into it. Our first method for faster vocabulary memorization is spaced repetition. This technique is one of the most proven methods for improving memory.
Spaced repetition is all about reviewing words at certain intervals, usually just before you're about to forget them. This method is effective because it reinforces memory just at the right time, preventing you from forgetting the word completely.
Exactly. The idea is that you're reviewing words when they are on the edge of slipping out of your memory. This helps strengthen the connections in your brain, making it more likely that you'll retain the word for longer.
And the great thing is that apps like Anki or Memrise make spaced repetition super easy to use. They automatically calculate when it's best for you to review each word depending on how well you remember it.
These apps use algorithms that track how often you get a word right and then adjust your review schedule accordingly. If you struggle with the word, the app will show it to you more often. If you remember it easily, it will be reviewed less frequently.
And the best part is you don't need to dedicate hours at a time. You can review your words in just a few minutes a day whenever you have free time, whether it's during your commute or while waiting in line.
Exactly. That's what makes this method so effective. The key is consistency. Spending just 5 to 10 minutes a day on spaced repetition will help you memorize vocabulary much faster than cramming for hours at a time.
Now, let's move on to the second method, creating meaningful associations. This is a fantastic technique for remembering words quickly and ensuring they stick.
Right. The idea here is to connect the new word with something you already know. So let's say you're learning the word apple. Instead of just repeating the word, think about your personal experience with apples. Maybe you love eating them, or you remember a specific moment when you ate an apple with friends.
The more personal and vivid the connection, the better. If you're learning the word happy, for example, think about a time when you felt truly happy, like celebrating a special occasion or being with loved ones.
By linking the word to an experience or emotion that already exists in your memory, your brain will have a much stronger connection to it. The word becomes more meaningful, which makes it much easier to recall.
You can also use visual associations. For example, if you're learning the word cat, try looking at pictures of cats or think about a specific cat you've seen before. This visual connection helps your brain recall the word more easily.
Exactly. Visualizing words adds another layer of memory. When your brain sees a picture or visualizes an experience, it retains the information faster because it's processing it through multiple senses.
And another great trick is to create a mental story using the word. Let's say you're learning the word jungle. You could imagine yourself walking through a jungle surrounded by lush greenery and exotic animals. This creates a story in your mind, making the word memorable and exciting.
And don't be afraid to get creative. The more imaginative and unique your association, the more likely you are to remember the word. Your brain loves novelty and stories, so use that to your advantage.
Let's move on to the third technique, which I think is super powerful, Using the word in context. This is one of the most effective ways to truly understand and retain a word.
Absolutely. When you learn a new word, don't just memorize the definition. Use it immediately in a sentence or conversation. This reinforces the meaning of the word and helps your brain understand how it's used in real-life situations.
For example, if you learn the word delicious, don't just memorize it as tasting very good. Instead, use it in a sentence, like this cake is delicious, or the soup was so delicious I had to eat a second bowl. The more you use the word in different contexts, the better you'll remember it.
Yes, and it's even more effective when you try using the word in multiple situations. For example, use the word delicious to describe not just food, but anything you find pleasant, like a delicious day or a delicious smell.
Right, and don't be afraid to make mistakes while using new words. Practice is the key to improvement, and the more you practice using the word, the more natural it will feel.
Exactly. You could even keep a vocabulary journal where you write sentences using new words each day. That way, you're actively practicing the word in context and you'll reinforce its meaning.
And if you don't have a conversation partner, no problem. You can practice speaking to yourself or even record yourself speaking in English. You'll be surprised at how effective it is.
Yes, speaking aloud is a great way to help solidify the word in your memory. And when you write the word down in a sentence, your brain processes it in a different way, strengthening the connection even more.
Our next technique is visual memory aids, such as flashcards and mind maps. These are simple but extremely powerful tools for reinforcing your vocabulary.
Yes, flashcards are a classic method, and for good reason. You write the word on one side and its meaning on the other, then test yourself. The key to making flashcards effective is to actively recall the word before you flip it over.
Flashcards are especially helpful for active recall, which is the process of remembering information from your memory without looking at the answer right away. This practice strengthens your memory more effectively than passive reading.
And there are also some great flashcard apps like Quizlet or Anki that help you create digital flashcards. You can review them anytime. And they even have features that support spaced repetition.
And another powerful tool is mind mapping. A mind map helps you connect the new word to related words or concepts. For example, if you're learning the word travel, you could create a mind map with branches like vacation, flight, tourism, adventure, and so on.
Yes, mind maps are fantastic because they help you visualize how words are connected. This can help you remember not just one word, but an entire group of related words.
You can also color code your mind maps or flashcards to help reinforce categories of vocabulary. For example, use green for food-related words, blue for travel words, and red for emotions. This way, your brain organizes the words into categories, which makes recall easier.
That's a great tip. Color coding adds another layer of organization that can make a big difference in how you recall words.
Now, let's talk about the fifth technique, which I think is super powerful: teaching the word to someone else. Teaching is one of the best ways to reinforce your own learning.
Yes, when you teach someone else a word, you need to explain it clearly and break it down in a way that makes sense. This forces you to understand the word at a deeper level.
If you can explain a word to someone else and make them understand it, then you've truly mastered it. Even if you don't have anyone to teach, you can practice teaching yourself.
It's true. You can also record yourself teaching the word and then listen to it later. It's a great way to reinforce the word in your memory.
You could also pretend you're a teacher. Imagine explaining a word to a class, even if it's just in your head. This exercise helps organize your thoughts and to clarify your understanding of the word.
Teaching forces you to simplify the word and use synonyms or examples, which makes the word more memorable. It's a great way to challenge yourself and deepen your understanding.
Before we wrap up, let's give our listeners a few extra tips to help speed up vocabulary memorization. First, set clear and achievable goals. It's important to focus on a manageable number of words each day or week.
Yes, setting a specific goal helps you stay focused and makes your learning feel more rewarding. For example, example, set a goal to learn 10 new words related to travel each week.
Absolutely. Building a habit is crucial. The more consistent you are, the more natural it will feel.
And don't forget about high-frequency words. These are the words that appear most often in English. Learning them first will help you communicate more quickly and effectively.
Right. Focus on learning the words you'll use every day, like good, time, people, really, always, and so on. These are the building blocks of conversation.
So, to sum up everything we've talked about, spaced repetition, meaningful associations, using words in context, visual memory aids, and teaching others. Combine these methods with consistency, clear goals, and focus on high-frequency words, and you'll see real improvement in your vocabulary.
We hope you found today's episode helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, and leave a comment letting us know your favorite vocabulary memorization tips.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fluent Podcast. We'll be back soon with more practical tips to help you on your English learning journey.
Until next time, happy learning!